Good morning, boys and girls. It's a beautiful day here at Craigclowen, and I thought that I would read you a little story. But before we get to the story, I thought I would take you for a quick walk around the school grounds and show you some of the beautiful sights that are very familiar to you. It's a gorgeous day here at Craigclowen. The field is a beautiful bright green, the sky is a lovely blue, and the birds are singing and tweeting in the trees and bushes. So let's go. Here we are in my office, and just leaving the office and heading out through reception, which is really quiet, and there's no one behind the desk, and we haven't had anyone poorly or sick come up to sit in the chair for days and days and days. And there's the bursar and Mark. And here we're going outside, and there's the trim trail. It's a beautiful day today, really sunny. You can hear the birds singing. And thought maybe we'd just nip down onto the field and you can have a quick look and see how the field's looking. Mark's been cutting the grass. And if we just turn to our left here, it's one of my favourite views in the whole world, straight down the drive, looking down the length of the Tay to the bridges and the mountains in the distance. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so carrying on, here we go down the tunnel, onto the field. I hope you've all been working very hard this morning. I've been over in the hub just saying hello to some of the new children who are here from Perth and Kinross, and having just to check that all the technology is working so they can do their learning. And here we are in the field, and isn't it looking absolutely stunning? There we go. Cricket wicket there, ready for when you come back. Football goals all set up, ready to go, and just beautiful green colours this morning. Okay, so here we are, we're coming back up down towards the square. I think you recognise this. And as you can see, it's incredibly quiet with nobody here. There we go. And quiet car park, all the minibuses parked. Nobody in the playground. Everything incredibly quiet. But looking beautiful, it's sunny weather, and we're just looking forward to you all coming back really soon. Okay, well, let's go inside and let's read our story. So here we are back in the main school building, just heading into my office, and here we are. I hope you're all sitting comfortably. Good morning, everybody. I thought this morning that I would read to you a story called Slug Needs a Hug. It's written by Jean Willis and Tony Ross. There you go, there's Slug. And it says on the back, when it begins to bug Slug that his mummy doesn't hug him, the other animals come up with various ideas to make him more attractive. Soon, Slug has a new look. Will his mummy hug him now? So here we go. Slug needs a hug. Once upon a timey, there was a little slimy, spotty, shiny, whiny slug. He was wet and weedy, very, very needy, and always greedy for a hug. There you go, there's Slug. His mummy didn't hug him. It began to bug him, and he wondered, why, oh why? Is she never snuggly because I'm so ugly? Said Sluggy with a soggy little sigh. He spoke to other creatures with very different features and asked them what they thought to do to make himself more huggable, less slithery and sluggable, for sadly Sluggy didn't have a clue. Perhaps if you were furrier and fluffier and purrier, said Kitten, then your mum would hug you tight. So Slug put a woolly hat on with a picture of a cat on and a furry jacket just in case she might. And there you go. There's Slug with his hat on. You look funny, Chummy. If you want a hug from Mummy, said Bird, you need some feathers and a beak. Piglet roared with laughter. If it's hugs that Slug is after, he needs trotters and a tail and a squeak. With trotters, tail and coat, and beak and feathers, Slug met Goat, who told him that he looked a little weird. If you want a hug, my friend, you need horns stuck on the end, and get yourself a handsome goatee beard. Slug did as Goat suggested, and he sensibly invested in some horns and a moustache made out of string. Moth looked aghast and muttered, and he whispered as he fluttered, Slug, you need some wings, you silly little thing. And there you go, there's Slug with a hat and the horns and a goatee beard and a beak and everything else. Slug made himself a pair. He couldn't fly into the air. His wings were scarlet petals from a rose. Although he smelled delightful, Fox declared that he looked frightful, and he'd never get a hug without a nose. Shall I lose the beak, thought Slug, if I really want a hug? Would Mummy love me more with just a snout? There was very little space to wear them both upon his face, but Sluggy did, in case of any doubt. Slug gazed into the brook at his astonishing new look, and barely recognised his own reflection. If she doesn't hug you now, then she never will, said Cow, as she gave the Slug a head-to-tail inspection. Hoping Cow was right, Slug chugged slowly home that night to show his mum his fabulous disguise. But after all he'd done, she didn't recognise her son. Mother, it's me, said Slug. Surprise! But I love you as you are. You're the sweetest Slug by far, said Ma. You've been very greatly missed. You're beautiful and charming. If I could, I'd hug you, darling. But alas, she had no arms, and so they kissed. And there's Mummy Slug kissing Sluggy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you are coping at home. I hope you're being good. I hope you're doing lots of wee jobs and helping out around the home for Mummy and Daddy, and I really look forward to seeing you very soon. But if we can't be together here at school, then perhaps I'll be back next week with another story. Okay?